Hey YouTube, fired up trucker here, cruising west on 30, about 80 miles east of not Little Rock, of Texarkana. I left Little Rock about an hour ago, so just thought I'd turn the camera on. It's been a minute since I made a video. Totally my bad, but been busy doing other things, and channel's been going by its own, man. I stopped by the other day and a lot of videos getting views and whatever. Been concentrating on some other areas, I guess you could say. Arkadelphia. I stayed in Arkadelphia 3 weeks ago, just so I could say I did. Went up through, left Dallas yesterday morning at 5 o'clock, went through East Texas, had 2 stops, one in Gun Barrel City, one in Longview. And then I went to Louisiana. I had 3 stops in Louisiana, 2 in Shreveport, 1 in Bossier, which Shreveport and Bossier is pretty much the same thing. They may not appreciate you saying that, but it's pretty much the same area. And then I had 1 stop in Monroe, Louisiana, and then from there I head north to Little Rock, and I actually stayed in Pine Bluff last night. The hotel I normally stay at in Whitehall was booked up, so I stayed at the Quality Inn in Pine Bluff. I've stayed there about a half dozen times this year. The beds are incredible. I mean, oh my God, and it's a clean place. I don't hear a lot of good about Pine Bluff, but you're not going like deep into Pine Bluff or anything. You're just right off the highway. So, but that little Quality Inn there, it's got nice beds. It's usually pretty clean. So anyway, stayed up too late. I think I went to bed about 11:45, and then first alarm went off at 5:30 this morning, then 6:30. I got up at 10 to 7. So got up and showered, got dressed, got out of there. I like to be in the truck, headed to Little Rock by 7:15, 7:30, so I left about 7:25. Made my delivery in Little Rock and hit the road about 9:15, so I've been on the road for about an hour. It's a beautiful day out. Not a cloud in the sky. It's cool. Today is October 24th, 2017. Hobby Lobby truck. Hobby Lobby. This is my first, my daughter's first job when she was in high school. She worked for Hobby Lobby in Plano, Texas. Anyway, what's been going on? Where's everybody at? Where is everybody? I know a lot of people have switched companies. My son stayed on the road as a lease driver, as most KLLM people do, for right at a year. And then just after a year, he turned his truck back in and went to work for McLean for a little bit, or McCain, food delivery. He was doing Chick-fil-A's, I think, out of Louisville, Texas. And really didn't like what was going on there. Did it for maybe a couple months, I think, and was going to go to work for a guy that was starting a hotshot company, and pretty much found out the guy didn't know what he was doing, so decided to do his own. So he went out and started with just his F-150 pickup and crew cab. Went out and got him a brand new single car trailer and taught himself how to book the loads and everything. Did that for about 2.5 months. I think he made about, I asked him, he said he made just over a little over $8,000 in those 2 months. You know, enough to keep his head above water, make his payments and everything. But he had some downtime in his truck, and then the last downtime he had in his truck, he was pretty much told that the engine was, near shot or shot, and he didn't want to. The truck was going to be paid off in a year. I think he owed about $6,000 on it still, and so he started looking around, started getting some ideas, and last week he went and traded his truck in and put. I think he put $5,000 down on a F450 crew cab, 11-foot flatbed with a gooseneck hitch. Nice truck. And so now he's making a deal this week. He started making the deal last week, but he's getting a 3-car trailer and getting ready to get back out and do some grinding and make some money. So anyway, he's real motivated, about having his own business and doing that. That's awesome. Still need to get him out of the house, but he knows that that's one of the next things he needs to do. So, but he's out there doing things that a lot of people think about doing. He just takes action and gets it done, whatever it takes. So going in some debt, but as long as he gets out there and grinds, he'll be fine. I told him, I said, just pay all that stuff off early. Don't go out there and make as much as you can make and make extra payments, get that stuff paid off, and then you can fill up your pocketbook. But anyway, I know Sinister the Trucker left Night. I seen one of his videos the other day, and he's got his own truck, and he's looking at getting another one in 2018. That's awesome. That was his dream. I'm going to keep building on that. And that's what you got to do. I mean, if you just want to be a company driver and you're cool with that, you don't want no responsibility, you just want to go out there and make what you can make every week, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But do what makes you happy, or do something else. And if you're a lease driver and you're making good money, you're paying the bills, you're making money, you're putting money away, you're maybe paying off one truck and getting another truck and putting somebody in your old truck. Hey, that's it. Do that. If you've decided to go out like my son and be an owner-operator and do that thing and take on that responsibility and all that, that's awesome. There's big money in that. But it doesn't come easy. It doesn't come free. You're going to grind harder than you grinded when you were a company driver or a lease driver. You're going to have headaches from having other drivers working for you and different things happening, but that's all a part of it. I may be getting ready to make a move myself. Not into another driving situation. I don't know if y'all remember, but I went to drive for a local company out of Dallas area and delivering shower and bath glass and hardware 2 years ago. It was 2 years in September, I believe. And we drive, the truck that I'm in now is our 28-foot box truck, a Hino. And it's an awesome truck. It only had 8,000 miles on it when we got it. We also have a couple new Ford Transit vans that we use to run local DFW with, and then Austin, San Antonio. And then I also do every other Monday I do a run to Monroe, Louisiana and back, and I do all the stops. I go all the way from the shop to Monroe, which is a 5-hour drive, and then I hit all the Louisiana and East Texas stops on the way back. And that's a good day. That's turned into a pretty long day right there. But what's everybody think about the electronic logs coming up? I guess in November we got to be live 100% on electronic logs. They've already got our tablets and tried to get me to use them a couple times in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they had a stupid password on there that was a draw with your finger on a graph type thing, and it was a W, and it was almost impossible to do. I could never get it to work, and it kept locking me out. So they finally changed the password on it. But I was going to bring it with me yesterday, and I went into the shop when I got there in the morning, and it was nowhere to be found. So I just had to run paper logs again, which until we get it down, I'm going to mirror my paper logs with the electronic log just in case. But the only reason we really have to do it is because, you know, we're going out of state and we're more than 150 miles from our home base, because our truck isn't even a CDL truck. It's not even a Class B. It's underweight for it. But since you're going out of state and everything else, you still gotta do DOT. So, but everything's been going good. Clean record. No tickets, no accidents. I've had 2 or 3 clean DOT inspections coming back into Texas from Arkansas. We'll see if they stop me today. Sometimes they just roll you through, and sometimes it's closed, and sometimes they pull you in, make you go through the deal, you know. That ain't too bad, though. I think I had a trainee driver with me. He was driving the first time we got pulled in, and they did the inspection. That was a brand new truck then. We didn't even have our stickers on. And then the next 2 times was myself, and didn't have any problems. I mean, it's a new vehicle, and we keep up our maintenance every month, and you know, so we try and run as legal as we possibly can. But seems to me like there's a lot of freight moving. I mean, whenever I'm out here, a lot of trucks on the road. So I guess it depends who's driving and who you're working for, and you know, all that type of thing. Sometimes complainers, excuse me, take a drink here. Extra lease. Sometimes complainers are just complainers. That's what they do. Doesn't matter who they're working for, they're going to complain. So there's people like that don't take responsibility, and it's always someone else's fault. And it's easy to find those people. But, you know, I don't mind a guy going out there and trying to find a home that they want to stick with. But, you know, if for some reason you're not sticking with homes because you're consistently not happy talking down the company, then you got to look at the most common factor in each one of those situations is you. So change your attitude. Try and be positive. Set yourself some goals. Put a vision out there. Try and plan your future a little bit, you know, instead of just running willy-nilly, living off the cuff, you know, driving every day and never stopping to make a plan for yourself. I mean, you don't get anywhere by just wandering aimlessly. You gotta know where you're going. You gotta know what you want. If you don't know where you're going, how you gonna get there? How are you gonna get there? So anyway, just wanted to check in. We're running up on 15 minutes here. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Send me some messages. Let me know how you're doing, where you are. And if you've got a plan written for your career, your profession, you set some goals for yourself. or if you just get up every day, kind of free spirit in the wind. Anyway, stay fired up, guys. We'll see you on the next video. Fired up.